Hey everyone, welcome back to the Money&Me channel. If you're in your 30s and looking to take control of your finances, then this video is exactly what you need. Today, we're going to talk about how to budget like a pro. Whether you're aiming to pay off debt, save for something big like a house, or simply want to get your finances in order, budgeting is the foundation of it all. But here's the thing. Budgeting doesn't have to be boring or restrictive. In fact, with the right strategies in place, you can make budgeting work for you and your lifestyle. Now, if you're in your 30s, you're likely juggling a lot. Maybe a family, career changes, or big financial goals like retirement, saving for college, or buying a house. It's a critical time to get your finances in order, and that's exactly what we're going to focus on today. We're going to dive deep into budgeting strategies that actually work, specifically tailored for people in their 30s. You know, when your financial priorities really start shifting. So grab a notebook because we've got a lot to cover. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about why budgeting in your 30s is so important. For many people, their 30s is a decade full of transitions. Careers are settling into full swing, families are expanding, and you may even be thinking about retirement. Yes, it's closer than you think. But all of this requires money, and managing that money efficiently is the key to making your dreams a reality. At this stage in life, the financial decisions you make now will shape your future. For example, this is the decade where people often start to buy homes, pay for children's education, and save for retirement. And let's not forget the mountain of student loan debt that many people in their 30s are still tackling. If you're not budgeting properly, it's easy to end up overspending in some areas and neglecting your savings goals. Without a proper budget, it can be hard to know where your money is going. Is it all going towards paying bills? Are you spending too much on entertainment or dining out? More importantly, are you saving enough for retirement? Let's face it, you don't want to be 45 and realize you should have started saving 15 years ago. So, let's dive into how you can avoid those mistakes by starting a budget that actually works for your lifestyle. Before we jump into the different budgeting methods, let's go over the basic principles of budgeting so you can better understand how to apply them. Your first step in budgeting is knowing exactly how much money you have coming in and going out each month. This seems basic, but trust me, a lot of people skip this step. You need to know your net income, which is your income after taxes and other deductions, like health insurance or retirement contributions. Add up all your sources of income, whether it's from your job, side hustles, or passive income streams. Then, list all your expenses. These include things like rent or mortgage payments, utilities, insurance, car payments, groceries, entertainment, dining out, subscriptions, everything. Don't skip the small stuff either. Those little recurring payments can really add up. Once you have a clear understanding of your income and expenses, the next step is to set your financial goals. Your goals will determine your budget's priorities. Do you want to pay off debt, save for a vacation, build an emergency fund? Your goals should be specific, measurable, and time-bound. So instead of saying, I want to save more, try saying, I want to save $5,000 for an emergency fund by the end of the year. When you know what you're working towards, budgeting becomes a lot easier. And trust me, it makes sticking to your budget much more rewarding. The final basic principle of budgeting is tracking your spending. Many people fail at budgeting because they simply don't track their expenses properly. This doesn't mean writing down every single cup of coffee you buy, but it does mean having a clear picture of where your money is going. There are a ton of apps available that can help you do this, like Mint or YNAB. You need a budget. These apps can automatically sync with your bank accounts and credit cards, giving you a breakdown of your spending by category. Or you can do it manually with a spreadsheet, but make sure you check your expenses regularly. Now let's dive into the best budgeting methods for your 30s. There are several methods to choose from, and the one that's right for you depends on your goals, lifestyle, and preferences. Let's start with one of the most popular methods, the 50-30-20 rule. This method is perfect if you want something simple and easy to follow. Here's how it works. 50% of your income goes toward needs, things like rent, utilities, groceries, and transportation. 30% goes toward wants, things like entertainment, dining out, and shopping. 20% is for savings and debt. This is for building your emergency fund, saving for retirement, and paying off any outstanding debt. Now, this rule works great for most people. but it's important to note that your needs might vary. Some people might find they need more than 50% for their basic expenses, especially if they have children or live in high-cost areas. If that's the case, feel free to adjust the percentages. The key is that 50% goes toward needs, 30% toward wants, and 20% toward savings and debt. Next, we have zero-based budgeting. This is an excellent choice if you want to get really hands-on with your money and give every dollar a job. The goal with this method is that at the end of the month, your income minus your expenses equals zero. It forces you to assign every dollar to a specific category, whether that's rent, groceries, savings, or entertainment. For example, if you earn $3,000, you'll need to assign that entire $3,000 to your expenses. This method is great if you're trying to aggressively save or pay off debt, as it helps you focus every dollar on a purpose. It might take a little more time up front to plan, but it really helps you understand exactly where every cent is going. This is a fantastic method if you're really looking to be strategic with your money. Last but not least, we have the envelope system. This is a bit more hands-on, and it works great for people who prefer using cash or just want to physically see where their money is going. The idea is simple. You divide your income into different spending categories, like groceries, entertainment, and gas. Then, for each category, you put the amount of cash you want to spend into an envelope. Once the cash in the envelope is gone, you stop spending in that category for the rest of the month. This is a great option if you struggle with overspending or find it difficult to stick to your budget without some form of physical limit. Now that you know the basic methods, let's get into some advanced budgeting tips for your 30s. These tips will help you take your budget to the next level and really start building wealth. One of the easiest ways to ensure you stick to your savings goals is by automating your savings. Set up automatic transfers to your savings accounts as soon as your paycheck hits. That way, you won't even have to think about it, and you'll be less likely to spend that money. Another tip is to create separate accounts for different financial goals. For example, have one account for your emergency fund, one for your vacation savings, and another for retirement. By doing this, you can easily see how close you are to reaching each goal and avoid the temptation of dipping into the wrong account. Lastly, make sure to review your budget regularly. Life changes. Maybe you get a raise, or maybe you have unexpected expenses. It's important to look over your budget every month and adjust accordingly. So there you have it. Everything you need to know about budgeting like a pro in your 30s. By implementing the right budgeting method, setting clear goals, and sticking to your plan, you'll be well on your way to financial success. And remember, the key is consistency. Budgeting isn't a one-time thing. It's something you do regularly to stay on track with your goals. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more finance tips. Also, let me know in the comments, which budgeting method are you going to try first? Or do you already have a favorite budgeting method that works for you? Let's talk about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.